This is Let's Talk About Magnum PI, the podcast from fans for fans of Magnum PI.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Guess what? We're back.
We are after a mini hiatus of our own. And a
5
vacation
weeks.
later.
Yeah. An awesome vacation.
Yes.
We'll tell you about that a few months down from now. We've got a plan, and there's a lot to cut. And I just arrived. When did I arrive? Not even
5 hours ago.
Something like that.
Yeah, something. A little bit more than that, I think. About 5 hours. Yeah, no, it was. No, sorry. It's almost been 12 hours that you've been home.
No, that I've been in Germany, not that I've been home.
Okay, fair. That you've been in Germany. To me, that's yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So I had like a 24-hour-ish flight, been out for like 28 hours, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. Worth it? Because Hawaii.
Yeah.
But, oof, fun.
Fun times. Yeah, flying right now, even short haul or not so short haul, not fun.
No.
Definitely not fun.
I mean, it was super easy going from Hawaii to Germany, because in America they didn't necessarily give much of a crap about everything. You got checked in, and then they were like, yeah, you got checked in, so you already had your papers sorted. Cool.
Yeah, I had a interesting thing, like, I expected to, because in Canada we have to do this, like, app, and then we also have to obviously do, like, our regular customs, and I arrived at, like, 7:30 in the morning, Montreal time, and I was one of the first off the plane, and I got to the top of our customs area, because in Montreal you have to, like, go down into a pit for customs, and, the guy said, you coming off of the Honolulu flight? And I was like, yeah. He goes, okay, just have your ArriveCan app ready, and just wait here, we're going to clear out the customs area a little bit more. So I was like, okay, fine, and then I go down, and I go to, like, the special priority line, because I have a Nexus card, so it gets me back into Canada a lot quicker, but, and then I do my thing, and I go to the actual customs officer, and the only question he asks me is actually about you. He was like, where are you coming from? I was like, Honolulu. He goes, do you meet anybody down there? I was like, yeah. Are they from Canada? No, actually, she's from Germany, and she's still there. And then he was like, okay, have a good day. But the whole point of this is that they never asked me for that ArriveCan QR code, which is supposed to be all the declaration of, like, did you do your COVID test? Are you vaccinated? Like, all of this stuff that they're technically supposed to test. Cool. And I just, like, walked out of the airport, and that was it. I mean, they did give me a sticker on my passport saying I came from the US and not any other country, because Canada right now, if you come from any other country that's not the US, you have to take a COVID test when you land, and then you have to isolate until your COVID test comes back.
I was in quarantine for 5 minutes when I arrived. Officially. Because you have to have your declaration, blah, blah, and it depends on what border person you get. Funnily enough, I predicted that. It depends what border person you get, and then you get in easy or not. I got the easy person, and she was just like, passport? Let me see your registration? Cool. Vaccination record? Cool. You're no longer in quarantine. Like, oh, I was? So, like, I was in quarantine from the airplane to border control.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have to let you get off the plane. But yeah, it's...
Yeah.
The world doesn't know how to handle traveling right now.
Yeah, funnily enough, there were people in London who, I will never get that, who stood at the gate, and the ground personnel was like, do you live in Germany? Can you prove it? Obviously, I could prove it. I have my passport.
Mm-hmm.
German passport, I get to enter Germany. There were people who didn't. And then they're like, yeah, sorry, you can't fly to Germany. One of them was with me on the LA to London flight. I'm like, couldn't I have told him in LA? So he could have done something about that?
Was it multiple airlines?
Nope.
It was American both times?
Yeah, all booked American, all operated by American, so like...
Yeah, well then, they should have told him. They should have told him.
Poor guy.
Because they should know. I don't know about American Airlines, but I know that Air Canada, there's a special system, that, like, first of all, if it's all within, like, if it's not, like, multiple airline situations, or, like, if it's, for example, like, if it's Air Canada, if it's Star Alliance, you can see all of the connecting flights, and then, generally, the check-in agent will see a little, like, message that will say something along the lines of, so in your case, it would be, US to UK, okay to travel, and then it would say, UK to Germany, check Timatic, which is the system that you can use to, like, input in all the data to see if the person can actually fly and, like, what they need to fly and all that. So I'm surprised that they didn't do that in, LA, because they should have been able to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. They managed to book me through so smoothly on the way back. Not on the way there, but on the way back, and I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I when I landed in Hawaii, I expected to have to show something when I got off the plane. Because it did say that, like, the CDC, like, it did say that the airline was going to check in Canada, and then the CDC was going to recheck on the ground in in Hawaii. No, they didn't. I literally just walked, the plane landed, the agent came on the plane, and they were like, oh, pick up your bags at Carousel 18, and then they just let us off, and I walked right in and down to baggage claim, and I didn't have to do anything. So I was really surprised about that, too.
Here's a really funny thing. UK was open when I left for Hawaii, and it's now basically not open. And everybody gave me this whole fuss about you have to have passenger locator form, and you have to have this, and you have to have this, and then you have to have this for US, and I had to show my test results every single time, every single plane I boarded. Nope.
Yeah,
nobody even asked me about the passenger locator form. I didn't need that thing.
Yeah, they don't, half the time they don't check what they should be checking, but, yeah.
I mean, then again, according to the UK government, I don't need that locator form. I didn't need it for the first flight either, because I'm not actually entering the UK.
Yeah.
So it made more sense on the way back.
Yeah, next time, let's not do it during a pandemic.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a solid plan.
All that to say. But yeah, let's get to the episode, shall we?
Yeah, and we're skipping the Christmas episode and saving that for later. another hiatus, because I do feel like we are gonna have a couple of we're gonna have, I think, 2 fairly decent hiatuses back to back, unfortunately, because the Olympics, which is in February, which should constitute 3 Fridays, I believe, because they start on a Friday, unfortunately. The very first day is a Friday, and then they last until that, not the next, 3 Fridays from then. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. So that's 3 Fridays in February. And then we have March Madness in March, which means 1 to 2 weeks, I would assume, where we will not have an episode because of college basketball finals. But we do! And one of them is probably our Hawaii episode, which requires a little bit of cutting and stuff.
Yeah, I think that would make sense to do.
So we're gonna we're gonna also make a little bit of a Q&A, so you guys can ask us questions about Hawaii or Magnum PI in Hawaii, and we will answer. Or us, or about us, yes. Yeah.
So
there's a lot to share about Hawaii.
Yes. Let's get into that episode because we have a lot to break down.
Yeah. Can I just break down the fact that I actually did my homework during the episode? Something that we really fucking noticed on Hawaii is that sometimes the driving routes that they're taking make absolutely zero sense. Sometimes the places where people live make absolutely zero sense. This episode is a wonderful example of that, by the way. So, for some reason, I think the Alawai Boulevard was cheap this week. Because we drove along the Alawai Boulevard at least 3 times. All of them make no sense.
Yeah, it's true. Literally every single time that they were on the Alawai tonight, it was like, what are you talking about?
Literally every single time. No. Yeah, no. Literally every single time, it made no sense. First, we're going from Sand Island to Mokapu Point. Mokapu. Mokapu? Yeah, that was Waimanalo, guys. That was not Mokapu.
Waimanalo.
They are surprisingly often in Waimanalo, and never say it's Waimanalo. So this Michael person and the guy with the divorce paper both live in Waimanalo. So I don't know why they couldn't just done both, or tried both first. So basically, first route that made no sense is we're going from Sand Island via Alawai, which is basically this, and then to Waimanalo. Makes no sense. Second round that makes no sense. We're going from HPD to Alawai to Waimalu. HPD, Alawai, Waimalu. Makes no sense. Again.
I just love that they keep using the Alawai. Like, how many times have they driven down the Alawai?
And the next one is my favorite. We go from the Nest via the Alawai to Manoa. Nest, Alawai, Manoa. Are we drawing something?
Can we also just point out that the fact that they're always speeding down the Alawai, and that the Alawai is actually a very crowded street with a lot of traffic lights? So the fact that he's just, like, constantly, like, speeding down the Alawai and not ever stopping is a little bit
unfamiliar to us. But I managed to do that, like, basically every morning. When I went to the gym.
I was
same with Kalak. You were in bed, but I managed to have my Magnum moments down Kalakaua and Alawai Boulevard, because at 4 a.m/5 a.m. nobody is awake.
No. I actually was awake, I just refused to go with her to the gym.
Yeah. Except there is one place at the Kalakaua where you should still slow down, because,
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
People will chase you. We've seen it.
I was gonna say, we saw it.
It was fun.
But we'll get to that in the Hawaii episode, I think, right?
Yes.
Because there's a story there too.
One. There's
one particular one for that.
Yeah. There's multiple stories in Kalakaua. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we've identified. We've been in Kaka'ako again. By the way.
Yeah, I noticed that.
On Alamo and Apalua.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I was like, I was there.
Yep.
I was literally there 2 days ago.
Yeah. Sorry, my phone is like going insane. It always is after the episode.
Yeah, for good reasons with this episode. I think a lot of us have feelings.
I loved the dream.
I was just gonna say, all of us have caught feelings again.
Again. Thank you, Higgins, for
which
admitting.
Now, if you look back at it now, now it makes sense that she was suddenly so, oh, this is a dream. Obviously, she's been there before.
Yep.
That's why she was so this is familiar. I've done this before.
Sud it. Yeah, that was really good. I'm not like
They should have let them kiss.
Yeah, I know, because they were that close. That close.
Yeah.
It also throws my theory out the window, which I'm really pissed about. But whatever. I did have a theory that we were just like every time that they were gonna kiss multiple times this season, and that every time that they kissed, it was going to be like closer to actually them kissing. So like in the season premiere, we had, you know, like essentially Book Miggy kissing, even though it wasn't actually Miggy, it was White Belle, but it's like their alter egos. And then this, in the mid-season premiere, was going to be like Dream Miggy. So we were once again getting closer. And then in the season finale, they were going to actually kiss as Miggy.
Is it that I exactly remember where you first told me that theory?
No, because I don't remember.
It was on the way back to the apartment from P.F. Chang's.
Was it? Was it only then that I told you that theory? Because I've had this theory for so fucking long.
It was then, yeah.
Oh my god, wait, which time at PF We went multiple times to the same restaurant.
First or second.
Probably walking down Kalakaua then.
Yeah, it was at the Royal Hawaiian Center.
I'm not even surprised. For those of you who don't know, we essentially just ran around Hawaii playing Miggy.
Even accidentally playing Miggy. Again, we're coming to that in the Hawaii episode. We're throwing just like teasers in here.
we're just throwing shit in as it fits. One thing I will say though about the whole again and her calling Dr. Agawa, that article that came out today was a little tiny bit misleading because it did say that she tells a member of the Ohana.
She did.
I mean, she told Thomas, but like
he is a member of the Ohana.
Yeah, but I just figured like
yeah, but that's it was like your problem.
But it said she was flushed with
someone not Thomas.
Let me finish!
No!
Yes! She, because it said she's flustered and whatever, and then she's like, it says the member of the, she will tell a member of the Ohana. Yeah. So, like, to me, it doesn't make sense. Like, it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, okay. So
why would she tell the one person who she doesn't want to tell? Like, and then she goes
the article didn't say that she doesn't tell the person. She just she's telling someone from the Ohana. Never is it implied that it can't be Thomas.
But then why would she also tell? Like, it just doesn't. It's double standard. Anyways, whatever.
Dr. Gawa is not part of the Ohana. It was Thomas that the article spoke about, which is completely. He was not on our bingo list for that one.
Nobody thought that. It was nobody's theory.
No,
I talked about it at length today, and nobody thought it was going to be Thomas. Like,
I know, we had like 3 suspects, obviously. TC, which was one of our wishes. Kumu, again, one of our wishes.
One of our wishes.
Girl time. And Rick.
And mother-daughter time.
Yeah. And Rick, which was not one of our wishes.
Kumu was my number one choice, and then TC. The reason that I really wanted it to be Kumu is because I really wanted that mother-daughter moment, because I feel like Higgy needs that.
Higgy needs a female friend. It's nice that she has Thomas, but he's a guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily, I mean, he's very empathetic, but he's sometimes you just need a girl to talk to when you're a girl.
Exactly. But the other moment of the dream that you and I think a lot of other people speculated as soon as the sneak peek came out that he knew about the dream right away. Our speculation was that he heard something, and he did.
I did not expect that it was his name, though.
I did have that theory. I wasn't sure, but it was on my radar. It wasn't like my top one.
At most, I thought it would be a mumble that could have been Thomas, but wasn't 100% identifiable. But okay, she downright just said his name. Cool.
Yeah, which I thought was like.
By the way,
at
the end, I kind of expected her to lay down, and it's instead of calling Dr. Agama, lay down, and we see the end of the fucking dream play out.
I was hoping that was gonna happen.
Love that.
That would have been good. I also kind of like when Magnum was having that talk with her at the end, and he was like, "Listen, like it's okay. It doesn't mean anything." I kind of also wanted him to just like drop a truth bomb and leave, and just be like, "It's okay, Hickey. I've had them too," and then just walk out of the room. I wanted him to do that so bad, but like kind of in like a teasing way, so that he could just play it off as like, "Oh, I'm teasing you," right?
Yeah.
And that didn't happen either. So
yeah, but we know that it happened for him. It's, we saw a certain chapter 9 that someone imagined.
But that's Robin. He's reading the book.
Yeah, but he's reading the book, meaning that it's his imagination playing.
He's interpreting the words, yeah. Yeah.
The steaminess is fully his imagination.
I think that we can agree that they have some sexual frustrations that they need to work out. As Thomas pointed out himself in this very episode. And god damn it, please make it happen soon.
Please make it happen soon, or a lot of fangirls will get sexually frustrated.
Like, can she jump him, maybe?
I think if anyone's jumping someone, it's she jumping him at this point.
That's what I'm saying.
We've reached it. We've reached that point. She's the one jumping first, unless something happens.
So, I full on expect something steamy.
Oh yeah, steaminess. I like steaminess.
We have a while to go, though, I think.
Yeah. We still have Leah, which is...
We do?
Yeah, a point I'm not getting into right now. Saving that for the Christmas episode before I talk myself into rage again. Speaking of, again, that happened in Hawaii.
Yes. One of the many, many nights of Magnum that we had.
And Days of Magnum.
Days of Magnum as well, yes.
We've checked out a lot of sets and have some footage from there. I mean, sets where they previously filmed without them there. We also accidentally found sets, which we only realized later.
Yeah. It's true.
One of my favorite places to accidentally find a set is I went hiking at Kaina Point, and then went back and watched the episode where Magnum dreamt about being shot from the guys in the white SUV, and find out, oh, that's where I talked. Cool.
Yeah, I was rewatching Farewell to Love. Because we went to pretty much all of those places also.
Yeah, I almost climbed down to that beach, by the way. And then I realized I'm in flip-flops, and that's not a good idea. Climbing down there in flip-flops. Or slippers.
What else do we have to say? What else do we have to say about this episode? There's so much. It's all I
did kind of like Rick's storyline. The one thing that I'm questioning though is, what about TC?
Yeah, for his 2 seconds of
it could have been TC.
Yeah, it didn't need to be Rick.
Yeah, and we
especially Especially, because I could tie this in so well to next week's episode, but then that technically falls under a spoiler.
Do it at the end. I'm going back. We had this massive storyline for Rick with
Robbie.
Thank you. We had last season's Ice Pick storyline. We had, her name is Betsy in real life. What's her name in the show? Susie. Yeah.
Susie.
We had Susie, and TC barely gets the long-running storyline. So, like, I'm sorry, but you could have tossed this storyline without any change to TC. Well, except for the comic relief about the white mouth bottle would have been a little bit different, because Stephen Hill would have delivered that differently. It would have struck differently, but hell, it would have been hilarious too.
It would have been.
Yeah. So
it would have been.
You could have just taken it and given it to TC.
Absolutely. I don't, and we didn't see Kumu at all this episode either. Mm-hmm. She was absent as well. Yeah.
No Kumu.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I love Amy Hill too. Amy Hill's awesome. The Hills.
The Hills are awesome and are underutilized.
Yes, absolutely.
We can die on that hill.
Ooh.
Sorry.
As Purdy would say, ooh.
Yeah, that pun had to happen. I'm sorry. It wouldn't stay inside me.
So yeah, that was a bummer. That was like the major bummer that they didn't have more. What else? I was happy to see, like, I found that Miggy was, like, kind of old school Miggy in this episode.
Yeah.
It was more like season 2-ish Miggy.
It was very lighthearted banter this episode, which I love.
Yeah.
Very easy, very well flowing. I love the fact that Higgy took her sexual frustration out on that trailer. A little.
Yeah.
Nice.
I also love that they've gotten to the point in their relationship where she can literally tell him that she had she was saying it was a romantic dream and not a sex dream. I think she said sexy dream and not a sex dream was her words, and that they can still work on the entire case together and be perfectly fine, because that's who they are.
But, okay, let me say one thing. I think the only reason why it wasn't a sex dream is because she knows that dream and knew to stop herself.
Before it happened, yeah.
Because that would have escalated quickly.
Oh, for sure!
Yeah, like
hell yes!
In that observation.
Oh, yes.
By the way, the twist with the pictures, kind of obvious, wasn't it?
The twist with the pictures, yeah.
Yeah. So, replacing the evidence with the pictures, you showed it very obviously at the beginning of the episode, which is perfect. It's what you're supposed to do in a screenplay. Show, don't tell. Oh, I had this with me the entire time would not feel good. But that way it was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Not
Well, I mean, as soon as like he was like, okay, I'm gonna hand over the flash drive, I was like, okay, obviously he's not handing over the real flash drive.
Yeah.
He's not stupid. It's Magnum. He's not gonna let anyone down.
But then again, at the same time, it's what I consider really good screenwriting, because A, it's been established from the beginning that he had that thing, and B, sometimes you as audience have to be able to guess.
Yeah.
And there is plot points and plots that if they're not this predictable, if they're coming completely out of the blue, it easily blindsides you in a way that you're just being turned off entirely. And I'd rather be a little bit on the predicting part, bit right on the predicting, than be like, where the fuck did this Deus Ex Machina come up now?
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty predictable, but like you said, still written well in terms of like structure, for sure. What else do we have to talk about?
Gordon.
Ah, yes, Gordon getting his revenge, I want to say.
Yeah, I would call it revenge. So,
Yeah.
I'm like...
Wait, can I just say one thing about that, actually? That I love that everyone is freaking out on Twitter about, we didn't know that his partner slept with his da-da-da. It's like, yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We knew this. We knew this, guys. We totally knew this. Yes. Tony Zhao said it. In the Man in the Secret Room, or the Guy in the Secret Room, whatever the heck that episode's called in season 2.
Which, again, is, we have that very prominent in our minds because we watched it in Hawaii.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it was literally explicitly said, so I do kind of find it funny. Anyway,
wasn't he even named in that episode? Yes! I think he even got a little bit of a name.
Did he?
Don't quote me on it. Obviously, it's been a few days. But I think we even got a name. Or at least we knew it was his partner.
Yeah, we definitely knew, because, it's like, yeah, didn't your wife take off with another cop? And then he goes, oh, yeah! He goes, on top of it, wasn't it your partner? And then that's, like, right when he punches him.
Yeah,
so
we knew.
I was not shocked.
There's a lot of stuff that I find in Magnum that we know, technically, that gets called back later. For example, and I'm circling back to the Christmas episode, we've seen Leah's dad before in season 1.
Johnny Kim. Yep.
We've seen him before. We know the guy.
Yep.
That's why, by the way, we told you guys to watch, and specifically William, to watch that episode, because that was the episode he was in.
I love that episode, just FYI. I love the fight.
Yeah.
I love when Higgy kicks the person out of the... Anyways. Yeah. I'm a sucker for a good fight scene. Everyone knows this.
Especially involving Higgy. So...
I was literally just saying that to someone.
We saw him before we had Gordon's partner mentioned, and Magnum is surprisingly good at these callbacks. They're establishing something in earlier seasons, and then they actually come back to it. Which is...
for one thing.
The SUV.
No.
But that too. Well, you mean Ivan? I mean, earlier seasons, they might withhold him until he can kidnap his girlfriend, aka Higgy. I don't know. And
it is his wife.
I'm giving them so much leeway for that right now because, again, there's stuff that happened on Hawaii that I know it's kind of hard to be on set and to manage that set due to the pandemic right now. There's really strict things, so like that guy is probably all over the place because Peter Facinelli is not unknown, so you can't just be like, come here. He was in a major movie franchise guy, and he was well known before that. He's probably one of the harder actors to get onto the island. So, I'm giving him leeway. Once the pandemic is over, though... And
what I'm going to say about this is, when they do finally bring Ivan back, it better be a fucking blowout. Like, it better be...
Oh, yeah, I think it will.
The kidnapping / hurt of the century, I swear to God.
We are really getting... Nah, it wouldn't work with this Magnum, I just realized. I was thinking we might really get this did he kill Ivan in cold blood or not?
Ooh, did you see The Sunrise? That's a great episode.
Yeah,
if anybody wants to watch the original Magnum, watch Did You See the Sunrise? Because that's a great episode. And there's another one that's that I feel like Blood in the Water was inspired by, because basically the same thing. Magnum ends out at sea. Obviously he doesn't have Higgins with him in this one, but and it's the same thing, like he's lost at sea, and then Rick and everyone comes to save him in a boat. So I have a feeling that they may have called back that as well. Yeah,
but I feel like it would be less of an outrage if our Magnum point blank shot him. Because I am 100% sure we would establish something that would cause this rage, and we cause it, not necessarily justify it, and then see the fallout from it.
Yeah, we would. I feel like they wouldn't, in today's Magnum, they wouldn't leave it on a cliffhanger, like, did he kill him, did he not kill him?
I mean, they could at the end of the season, but then again, the only end of the season cliffhangers we get is, does Higgins
leave? Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe he killed Higgins first, and then he kills Ivan, and we don't know if Higgins is alive. I don't know. Ivan is alive. I don't know.
I don't know, but I feel like what you said about, like, Ivan only coming back when, like, I mean, okay, obviously we know Higgins means a lot to Magnum right now, but eventually she's gonna mean a hell of a lot more, as everyone knows at this point, let's be real.
Suspect, knows, fears. Depends on who you are.
Depends on who you're talking about. But I mean, it let's be honest, it was basically established back at Comic-Con in 2018 that eventually it was going to happen.
It was established from the beginning.
Yeah, Comic-Con was before the show, and Eric was literally like, it's an eventuality. And also, Jay has been saying it, even though he says the stuff about, you know, it's going to be at the end of the show, blah, 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 he does say it is an eventuality. So, I think at this point...
It's going to happen, it's just...
Yeah, it's just a question of when.
Not just a question of when, it's a question of how we execute it, what we want after it, because depending on where we're leading to, Mickey is the end game, meaning the end. So, it is a question of what we're leading to, which is something that we can't say.
No, only the writers know that. Exactly. But I mean, like I've said before, like, I understand that, like, it's, like, it could potentially be the end of the show if that's how they want the show to end. Like, if that's the last thing that they want to happen in the show, then yes, that will be the last thing. But there are other shows where the two leads have gotten together, and the show has lasted multiple other seasons.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I can tell you one thing that without having seen it, these relationships have been in trouble, haven't they?
Not always.
Most of them, though. And
I mean, Bones. I mean, to be honest, I haven't seen Bones, but, like, I can name, like, I know that The Mentalist, they got together with, like, a couple of seasons left, and it was fine. Bones, I don't know if when they were together, like, if shit happened. Obviously, Castle, yes, shit went down after they got together. It wasn't the easiest road, but they were still together.
But that's what I mean. There is trouble in paradise. If there's trouble in paradise, then there's still this, will it work kind of element that leads to Mickey Endgame being the end. Like Lucifer. I'm just going with Lucifer. There's a lot of trouble in paradise until we have the end game, and the end game is the end. Mm-hmm. Full stop. Mm-hmm. No questions asked for that show. And that's, like, the thing. It depends on where they want the end
to be.
We're going there.
Yeah, it depends. And obviously the only person that knows the answer to that at this point is Eric.
Yeah, probably not the only one. I mean, if you know, at one point he has to clue the writers in, otherwise they won't go the same direction as him and will want to go into a different one, maybe. So the general idea is probably known in the writer's room.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm still, I know this is gonna be, like, controversial, hopefully optimistic, however you want to see it, but I am still thinking we will get something at the end of this season. Whether or not it's gonna lead to, like, the oh shit awkward moment for next season, or you know, is it gonna lead to a cancellation, or is it gonna be like, okay, we made out, we had sex, whatever, and then let's just drop it. Like, I mean, there's a million ways, like, even if something does happen in the season finale, there are a million different directions that it could go.
Yeah.
You know, options where they do end up together, options where they still don't end up together. So, yeah, but I do think
I'm not betting my money against that for exactly that reason. Something is happening at the end of the season. The framing
100%.
is too perfect
100%
for them to not exploit it. Just depends on what it is.
Yeah, yeah. And I do remember seeing, was it Lenkov's story? Where somebody was like, if you were still writing Magnum, would they be together? And he was like, yes. So my question is, question is, I know he's not part of it anymore, but my question is, did he have this conversation with Eric, like, 4 seasons ago, and that was the goal, was to say, okay, by season 4, this is where we're going to have them end up. And is Eric still going to go with that? Or is Eric, it depends how much Eric wants to keep.
No, please. Go back on that entirely. Here's the thing. Lenkov, and that's something that I very specifically remember, Lenkov managed to say 2 opposing things about the 5-0 finale in basically 3 stories in between, with like, oh, this is the end game and this is the end game, basically to satisfy both sides. So I'm like, yes, he could have said that just to satisfy the McGee fans. He could have also said that. He could have also said that just to because it's the truth. So I'm at this point with how he isn't necessarily on the same page with himself in stories sometimes. I would take everything that he says with a little bit of a grain of salt, because there is a lot of, I don't want to call it people pleasing, but there's a lot of, buttering the fans.
Yeah, but he might still be selling the truth. We don't know.
Yes.
Right?
That's why I say take it with
a grain of salt. He also...
It could be truth. It could also be just like, yeah, that's what was my plan. Please love me, Miggy fan.
Yeah, but then at the same time, what you're saying about, him doing the 2 different stories about being endgame, like, he never did it for the other half. He never did it for the ones who are like, nah, we never want to see them together. So, I mean, it's not his show anymore, so It's not up to him. It's up to Eric. So, we'll see where it goes.
To be fair, up to Eric and the network.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But.
Ooh, that was nasty.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm very curious to see where this back half of the season is going. I really am.
Same, especially, since we're not inching closer. Higgins is like on a full-on sprint into falling head over heels for that guy. She's
having dreams about him.
Yeah, she has a crush on him right now. But this Magnum becoming, this. Well, the man, she's not quite there yet. This like, I would, pursue him. Right now, she's still respectful of the fact that he's taken. But I feel like she's speed running this. At this point, she's running towards it, and he's not.
What's the breaking point? That's what's yet to be seen.
Yes. What do you think?
I have so many different breaking points for them. Fuck. I have one where it's like a full-on fucking hostage situation, and some shit goes down, and they're in big fucking trouble. And she's just like, I can't lose you because, like, I love you and all this crap, or like vice versa. Like, because I also do think she is the one to admit her feelings first. I've been saying this since even before this whole dream, blah 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 blah. I do think she's the first to admit her feelings.
Entirely possible. So that's the other part, by the way. It's also entirely possible that he's the one, because he's impulsive as hell.
Yeah, but she I don't know, for some reason I feel like she's becoming more in touch with her feelings than he is.
Yeah, my money is on her. But honey,
100%.
I'm not ruling him out because he might just be
Because
like,
it's Magnum.
"Hey, I love you." Yeah, it's Magnum. He is impulsive.
I also so that's one way that I see it happening. The other way that I see it happening is literally just somebody saying to her or to both of them, to her being like, "You love him, you idiot," or "You guys love each other, you idiots." And
Sounds
then
like Kumu to me.
yeah, just idiots. And if we are going, lovely pajama pants, cool. If we are going the route of them being together by the end of the season, another possibility is that maybe that it's going to be the two of those situations combined, and it might be like some crazy situation where HPD gets involved, and maybe it's Leah. Maybe it's Leah who says, I can't stand between, kind of like what Abby said, I can't, but she'll be more direct. She'll be like, I can't stand between the two of you. I feel like she's gonna be like, you guys clearly have some stuff to work out, and this is not, I'm not meant to be here, kind of thing. Obviously it's not gonna be those exact words, but
I mean, it's
something
also
to
clear,
that effect.
It's also clear to me, and I want the girl to break up with the guy. I got into that in the other episode, but I feel like this is where we're heading.
Yeah, I could see Leah breaking up with him.
If he's the one breaking up with her, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm already pissed.
I feel like the only reason that he would break up with her would be, I want to say, almost out of respect for Higgins. If he felt that something was going to happen, or something did happen, he'd be like, no, he would respect both of them and be like, no, we can't do anything. I have to let Leah down first, and then he would go to her and be like, I'm sorry, and she'd be I saw it, I can see it coming, because I mean, I'm assuming Leah can see it. Let's be real here. If Abby could see it and not, and didn't really work with them all that much and wasn't a detective and all that crap, then I'm assuming that Leah can see it. But, I mean...
I don't know.
We'll see.
She will eventually see it. I don't know if she sees it right now, because people in love, right? But I'm still not. I'm still. Dude, why are we ruling out the possibility that there is the chance of them just having a threesome with Leah, and then Leah being like, okay, yeah, clearly I'm the one who doesn't belong in this bed.
So the answer to your question is, as Purdy would say, because it's CBS. But
yes, I mean, I'm not ruling that out.
Of course not, it's CBS. Of course not, it's CBS.
Yeah. She spent an entire day impersonating Higgins. This was at one point I literally stood. I don't even know where I stood, but I stood on a street in Hawaii and was like, "Can I have Liz back, please?"
I don't even remember what street we were on.
I don't know. I don't probably Kalakaua, let's be real.
Let's be real, yeah. Probably. But yeah, my Higgins accent got really good.
Yeah, and it was the entire day.
It was most of the trip. I mean, I did fair enough. I did tell you that was gonna happen. I did tell you that.
Yeah, I was warned.
When I saw you,
I was warned. I was not.
She was warned.
I was not warned about how Magnum one of the days would become.
Oh well, I don't think either of us knew that was gonna happen.
No, neither of us knew that. Oh, by the way, that is something that you don't know, and that I can mention. When I drove to the airport, being from Germany, I'm used to driving a lot faster than you're allowed in Hawaii.
Mm.
And one of our neighbors in Waikiki drives red Ferrari.
Yeah.
I'm overtaking him on the LOI going to the airport, and I was living for it. I was like, "Slow Slowpoke! Why are you listening to these speed limits? Nobody's around. And literally, the red Ferrari. Obviously, that has nothing to do with the show. But the red Ferrari and I were the only cars on the street, so I was like,
yeah.
It was like 3 a.m., so like nobody in the right mind was awake.
Yeah, no one's gonna be awake at 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Except for maybe HPD.
Yeah.
And they're not on Hawaii normally, they're down on Kalakaua.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they like to hang out on Kalakaua for sure.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
Do we have anything else to talk about with the episode?
Not the episode, but we have a spoiler section with a trailer to talk about, with pictures to talk about, with other spoilers to talk about. We have big spoiler section this week, don't we?
Not that many.
We've got a new... Okay, first of all, let's start with, if you don't want spoilers, my guys, why are you still here? Go away.
Leave.
If you don't want spoilers, welcome to the spoiler section.
So
we have a title. Yeah. From pictures.
For 14, for 417, which is Sleep with the Fishes.
Oh, sleep with the fishies. Isn't that sweet? Someone dies.
We assume.
Usual. I mean, that's usually what you do when you're sleeping with the fishes.
Yes. We also got the official press release for episode 11, which is If I Should Die Before Awake, which is next week, which is a nun hires Magnum and Higgins to investigate a mysterious and large cash donation made to a pernicious. Wow, okay, I'm gonna start that again. So, If I Should Die Before I Wake, a nun hires Magnum and Higgins to investigate a mysterious and large cash donation made to a parishioner undergoing medical treatment at the church. Also, Jin's new dog walking business takes a dramatic turn, and Rick nervously prepares to reconnect with Susie on the CBS original series Magnum P.I. Friday, January 14th.
That ties in with the promo because we now know what a dramatic turn this is.
Yes, the lads and Jin are in what seems to be a hostage situation.
I mean, it's easy how you solve that one. Just let the lads out.
Yeah, they would tear you limb from limb, apparently.
Yes, just let the lads out and you're fine.
Just let the lads. Other than that, I mean, there's the promo pictures for.
There is a question for me that I've posed to you the other day, and I'm posing here. They shot that episode when Betsy was still pregnant. Yeah. So I'm like really confused what's going on there. Curious.
They'll probably hide her behind the bar, or
if she's around. If it's not just a phone call.
Well, she is listed as a guest star, so at minimum it's going to be a video call.
I was about to say JLE was a video call. We saw him.
But I mean, doesn't it say reconnect? Yeah, so it could mean anything.
Prepares to
reconnect.
Yeah, it could literally be connection.
Yeah,
which is not necessarily good in horror sometimes.
But I mean, she also had a broken foot. Or leg at the time. So that should be interesting.
Very much so.
Other than that, there's not really many more spoilers because they basically just started filming again.
Slowly.
Very slowly. I will say though, go check out. Well, I guess by the time this airs, it's going to be gone. But they're out there. The pictures that Purdy posted today. On the boat.
They're beautiful. When I saw they're beautiful. The pictures that she posted.
And check out what Avi also posted. The director from tonight's episode.
And also check out Purdy's story, but they're not going to be there anymore. The pictures from the florist thingy, they're beautiful. My first thought was like, oh, Jay Hernandez in his natural habitat.
Yeah. So do that, because they are amazing. I mean, I'm assuming everyone has already seen them because y'all follow Jay and Purdy. I'm assuming.
If not, what the hell are you doing? Follow
exactly.
them.
Best content ever.
Yeah, she's got cute puns, and follow him.
And they're both gorgeous on their stories and everything. So.
They are.
What else? Do we have anything else?
Not for this spoiler section. No, we don't. unless you want like spoilers from NCIS from yesterday.
Wrong show.
Yeah. But I can tell them anyway because it's our show. Living in Waikiki. It's not yesterday. It's the day before yesterday, actually. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I went to get Cocoa Puffs at Liha's Bakery in the International Marketplace, where they filmed a scene in 4-9 for Magnum on the first floor. On the third floor, where Liha's is, they filmed NCIS yesterday, an FBI raid or something.
Yeah, I think I saw the videos for that, but I'm pretty sure it was an FBI. It was an FBI something.
It was definitely FBI. I saw the guys dressed as FBI. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I snooped around a little bit. I mean, it's hard not to snoop around. It's pretty open. And like I said, I went to get Cocoa Puffs.
Mm-hmm.
My final Cocoa Puffs. For this vacation, at least. Gotta say, I prefer Cocoa Puffs to Malasadas.
Nope.
Yes.
I'm Malasadas over Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, but you don't agree with them. They attack you every single time.
Fuck Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, she cannot eat a Cocoa Puff.
I don't know what
the fuck mastered that.
No, I don't know what the fuck was happening. Please tell me there are no pictures of that. I'm pretty sure there aren't.
There were what?
There's no pictures of that, is there? There's the Malasada pictures, but I don't think there's any Cocoa Puff pictures. I'm hoping not, at least.
I actually don't know.
Anyways, that's a story for the Hawaii episode as well.
There's a lot of stories.
We do have a lot of stories.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and they're gonna be awesome!
They are.
But again, there's footage that has to be cut and put together and viewed, and there's technicalities that I have to view because we did take a few 360 videos. Yeah, that need to be edited in a special software and stuff, so. Yeah, we need to figure that out first. Yeah. So bear with us for a few weeks or something. Weeks. We have a lot of footage to get through. Yeah, we went a little ham on the pictures. I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, go to our Instagram. There's stuff there already, and get a few interesting things from it. A few interesting stuff. But the final will be in a couple of weeks when we get a chance to actually do some shit. Yeah, as you can hear, I'm still under the weather. Yeah. From traveling for 28 hours. I'm like hitting a wall of jet lag right now. Yeah, can't be fun. Cannot be fun. It's not. I've been awake for like 30-something hours now. Not good. I can tell you guys that I do not remember my last flight. I remember... Okay, here's the thing. I remember 3 things about that flight. I remember takeoff. Do not remember taxiing to take off. I remember the flight attendant handing me a bag of chips and eating them. And then I remember the pilot coming on, oh, we're about to land in Frankfurt. That's it. That's all I remember about that flight. So I guess after 24 something hours, my body was just like, no, we're sleeping now.
Yeah.
We're passing out now. Because I do have a hard time passing out on flights. I had a hard time in LA because some places in the US have perpetual turbulence. Every time I fly over them, there's turbulence, which is the Rocky Mountains. And then Montreal was an asshole. This time,
how would you have?
Yeah, we flew from LA around the lake, around Chicago, up over Montreal, and then over the ocean. I don't know. We were rerouted for whatever reason, storm reason or something. And then there was a storm, kind of windy shit going into London, so there was like 50% of that flight was turbulence.
That's
I had my own Rick Wright needs bottle to pee in moment. I obviously didn't, but I'm like, can you please turn these bloody seatbelt signs off so I can go to the toilet?
Yeah. Not fun.
But eventually everybody just went anyway.
Did it anyways? Yeah.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? Pee onto your seat? No, thank you.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. Absolutely cannot do that. Obviously.
Yeah, even though the flight attendant, I had a wet seat. Not from pee, because one of the flight attendants was incapable. Well, not incapable. His Coke thing exploded in his hand. And it obviously was like, oops, sorry, miss.
New hire.
No, it didn't look like a new hire. It just literally looked like that poor Coke thing was just shaking for some reason.
It's not easy to pour a Coke in the sky, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know.
And so I have mad respect for flight attendants.
I mean, you had trouble opening Coke bottles on the ground.
Hey, yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was about either. Only in Hawaii. Only that particular box.
Yeah.
Like, none of the other ones. And I obviously have done it like 1,000 times since I've been home. And I fucking blame that fucking box of cherry Coke.
Yeah.
I don't know, because, like, it's something I do literally on a daily fucking basis, and I never have any problems, and all of a sudden, I, for the life of me, could not open that cherry Coke without some of it spilling. I don't understand. Like, I literally did it for you guys on camera! When we did the pre-season 4 thing, when I made the Shirley Temple, I literally fucking opened a can of... Anyways.
Shall I be mean? She left. There were 2... I'm still gonna be mean. There were 2 left when she left. So I had them. I drank them. I didn't spill any.
Okay, well, I don't know what was going on.
It was an explosive mixture between you and the box.
I don't know, I can't even remember if my nails, like, no, I've had all kinds of length nails whenever I open. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
It's, you and that box were oil and water.
Which is odd, because Perdita loves Coke, but anyways, Coca-Cola.
I mean, after that Pepsi thing, do not give me Pepsi again without being asked. What the fuck?
Pepsi.
The Waimea, where we're like, oh, can we have Coke? And they handed us Pepsi.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, sorry, but that's disgusting.
No, it was your Fanta.
No, it was Pepsi too. Right, Waimea was a Fanta. It was somewhere else where we were handed Pepsi, and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah. I don't remember. Should have written this shit down.
Yes, you should have.
But,
Yes, you
anyways, that's, again, Hawaii episode.
should.
We're giving it all away! We shouldn't be doing this.
Nah, we're still keeping the good parts. The really, really, really good parts.
Hmm.
One of them we don't even have footage for. But that's it. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll tell you about that in the episode.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week for 411 discussions.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Hello.
I can't hear you. And it starts already.
And we're back.
Every time. Oh my god. Okay, let's try it now.
Can you hear me now?